Okay, we're on to our fourth whiskey of the night. So far, I had some of this Danfield's Private Reserve 10-year-old. I had a Glen Grant Major's Reserve, which was really nice and surprisingly good, considering the price and so on. Then I poured myself a glass of Chivas Regal while I went through my emails, and I also had and was rendering the last two videos. So now I'm just, that's not going in here. This is going in here. There we go. That's better. That's water from a Eagle Rare bottle, which I finished recently. I may have to get another one. I was at the liquor store tonight, and I bought a Wild Turkey 101 because I had run out of that. I also picked up some Glengarry Founder's Reserve and some 12-year-old. I got a Tullibardine 225 and a Glenfiddich IPA. So I spent all my money. It's all gone. Here's another one that's been waiting patiently to be tried. It is the Hedonism from Compass Box. It's bottled at 43% alcohol by volume. It's a 700 ml bottle. It's a blended grain, and I'm going to take this blended grain and pour it even says limited production on it. I don't think the bottles are numbered or anything. Anyways, I managed to find one, so here we are. I'm going to grab the bottle out of here. There we go. I tried this one once at a whiskey festival. I think it was a couple of years ago. They had some of this there. And compared to all the malts that I was trying, it didn't really do anything for me. But I'm prepared to come back and try it again. And instead of having just a little sample, I got a whole bottle. So I'll be able to see what I think of it. I think I'll pour a dram first and let it open up while I read what's on the box or on the bottle. I think there's a whole bunch of fine, as in small, tiny writing. Oh, good pop. When it pops like that, that's already a good sign. Makes the right noises. And maybe a tiny little bit more. There we go. Now, oh, there's a lot of small writing on here. This is going to take a while. While the whiskey opens up. Okay. There is a purity, a seductiveness, and a certain sort of enticing femininity to Scottish grain whiskey, which can make them special among spirits. When they are at their best, aged in a good quality American oak cask brimming with vanilla and echoing coconut on the finish, they are among the most delicious whiskeys in the world. They are the perfect representation of the idea of pleasure that is the essence of the enjoyment of the great whiskey at their best. Okay. Grain whiskeys are the perfect whiskey to name Hedonism. Here we go. Okay, this inspiration behind our whiskey Hedonism is just that: pleasure, enjoyment, a celebration of the ideal marriage between distilled spirit from the grains and high quality oak maturation. Grain whiskies have been distilled in Scotland since the early 1800s. They account for the vast majority of the whiskey distilled in Scotland, far more than in quantity than malt whiskies. Okay, far more in quantity than malt whiskies. Hedonism represents the best of what grain whiskey distilling in Scotland offers. We pick casks individually each year and we produce limited amounts. In Hedonism, you will find a whiskey that is both direct and delicious, and at the same time a model of refinement and class. The aromas and flavors hint of vanilla, caramel, delicate fruitiness, accented by flashes of coconut in the finish. This is a whiskey that will appeal to both the ardent whiskey enthusiast and newcomers to whiskey alike. Enjoy it any way and any time you like, but above all, share and enjoy. John Glaser, whiskey maker. Flavor, sourcing, wood, etc. 43% alcohol by volume, 700 milliliters. Does it say what year? It doesn't say what year. It just says limited production, so I guess they make this every year. It doesn't say which year, so I don't know. Or maybe there's a tiny little bit of writing somewhere on. I don't see anything that would indicate what year it was made. Anyway, I've gone on for quite a while before even giving it a nose. Wait, does it say something on the box too? Oh, there is more. Hello, you're holding a bottle of Hedonism, our multiple award-winning grain Scotch whisky, named for its rich, sweet, alluring style. We bottle it once or twice per year, depending on our ability to source the quality of casks we require. Rare and old, it's something special for the collector or the new whiskey enthusiast. We are artisan whiskey makers. For us, making whiskey is like making art. You begin with an idea, a vision, you form it using both traditional practice and your own inspiration. Then you share it with the world. This is what we do. Through careful cask selection, artful blending of flavors, use of the highest quality oak, and innovative thinking, we create delicious whiskeys that combine richness, balance, and purity of flavor. I hope you enjoy our work, John Glaser. And it doesn't say what year, but who cares? I imagine it would be consistent from one batch to the next. Okay. Let's nose it. Ah. By grain, I'm guessing we're talking mostly corn. Right away, I'm getting corn. I'm getting corn husks. Corn husks and a kind of sweetness. Oh, the legs come running down really fast. Bottled at 43% alcohol by volume. I paid. What did I pay? Compass Box Hedonism. $103.39. 10-cent bottle deposit. Probably around $5 for GST and 10% for liquor tax, or $10 for liquor tax. So 10, 15, about $120 out the door. $120 out the door. Well, I'll have a chance to enjoy it as we go. Having a whole bottle, it may last a while. Corn and grain. I'm getting some caramel, vanilla. Still that corn husk. That corn husk is the strongest thing there. Glass of water. Yeah, corn, vanilla, caramel, bit. Let's taste it. And as I'm getting just mostly corn husks above all else, with little subtle bits of other things. Okay. Delicious. There's a lot of flavor here. A lot of flavor. Corn, vanilla, some caramel. And the flavor hangs on for a while. It fades out slowly. It's quite nice. There's a lot here. It's different from malt whiskey, completely different from malt whiskey. I imagine if you took this and a malt whiskey and combined them, you would get what would be like a regular blended whiskey. I really enjoyed the Nika coffee grain. And this is probably made the same way, using a coffee still or a continuous still. Can really get quite a snootful here. It's grassy. Corn husks once again. But a completely different experience from malt whiskey. So with this one, you got to approach it with an open mind. Because the first time I tried it, I went, nah. Because it wasn't like malt whiskey, but you got to take everything at face value for what it is. Mm. It's quite chewy. Mm. And there's a burst of flavor. As soon as you swallow it and take a breath into your mouth, there is a bunch of flavor that comes out. Some vanilla, a little bit of chocolate. a little bit spicy, but not overly so. And the flavors, the spice, there's a little bit of spice just lingering at the end. And that's probably from the casks. The spice just kind of lingers, and it's still a little bit there. So it starts with corn husks and vanilla, tiny little bit of caramel, just little bits, and then it's spicy and not salty, just a little bit spicy. And the spice is like, I don't know, is it like pepper or... I'm having a little bit of a challenge trying to pin down the spices. Something else there. Reminds me of rice. I don't know why it reminds me of rice, but it does. And the spices, oh, I'm still reminded of rice. You know what I don't know if you are familiar with this, but down in Chinatown, you can get these, I guess they're soft candies. And the brand name of them is White Rabbit. And these White Rabbit soft candies is what I taste in here. Exactly, White Rabbit candies. And I haven't had those White Rabbit candies in about 15 years. I think 15 years was the last time I had them. And I try not to eat that stuff because I'm diabetic. So this tastes a lot like those White Rabbit candies. And you know, every time I take a sip of this, it gets better. So I'm imagining that this may get a lot better as the bottle goes down. Now I see and understand hedonism a lot better than I did back when I tried that little sample 2 or 3 years ago at a whiskey festival. Yeah, you know, this might be worth $120. Slancha.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.